Hi, this is the meeting of the Lakeville Library Board of Trustees. The date is June, I don't know what today's date is. 25th. And we are at the library. With me today are Ruth Gross, Library Trustee, Nancy LaFave, Library Trustee, Jennifer Jones, Library Director, and myself, Patrick Marshall, Library Trustee. So we call the meeting to order at 9:00 a.m. and we'll start with the Secretary's report.
We do have taping by LakeCAM.
Oh, yes, LakeCAM is taping. Anyone else taping? All right. Secretary's report. I would take a motion that when anyone is finished to waive the reading and approve.
So moved.
Second.
Is there a second? Second. Is there any further discussion on the minutes? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? And then for the May 28th, 2025 minutes. Financial reports.
So, almost at the end of the fiscal year, just a few days away, and we're looking pretty good. We, of course, still have the ever-present water issue, and I'm expecting that there will be a rather large water bill coming up. So,
974.2%.
I may have to encumber some funds for that. I'll just have to kind of guess
I
what
don't know if
the
we've ever
invoice
been
may
that
be.
high before on anything. Oh.
And I know I still, I'll address it in my report, but we still have that leak that's out there. I don't believe that they are irrigating everything. I think they're focusing more on what's in front.
The
And-
slope with this full sun.
Yeah. But I haven't seen Jim in a while to talk to him about it, so, and I'm not sure if he's retiring soon too, so we might have to, to get on that. DPW,
Frank?
The guy who
Not
comes with
Franklin.
Frank.
Oh, his psych
Yeah.
assistant guy.
I'm not sure when
He'd love to
he's
be
planning
called
on
back.
retiring, because I know he's been with the town for many years, and I'm not sure what the plans are for that, but we
So
might
will
wanna-
we have expended 100% of our available monies?
Just about, for the operating.
And
There might be a
something like-
little bit left over. I do, we have the final electric bill, we have the final water bill, there's the Crystal Rock water delivery bill, and I think that's it. I wrote out kind of a list of what should be coming in to encumber. The last warrant, I think, is July 9th, so everything has to be in by July 9th for FY '25. But other than that, I mean, we're tracking pretty well for salaries. We should be giving a little bit back to the town on that. And then I did have to pick up a couple of the advance bills from the HVAC repairs for Paul. So I'll touch on that more when I do my report. And then in terms of other funds, I did put in, what I know of in terms of Sabbath. So I'll get more clarification on that at some point, hopefully. That's the financial report, and then for the gifts, we did get a $200 donation from the Bristol County Treasurer Collectors Association just after the last meeting. They had a meeting in the gallery with the Plymouth County Treasurer Collectors, so they're doing a joint meeting, and so they gave us $200 for both of the organizations. We got a donation from the Brotherhood of Shoe and Allied Craftsmen again. They came and used a study
So
room,
nice
so
of
another
them.
$50. And in memory of Dr. Neil Bornstein, Doris Colucci, and the staff gave the $800. So I'll be getting ready to order that.
That's for the items that we've.
Yep, the items that you approved. So I'll be getting ready to order that, and we'll just need to get the plaque.
Okay.
Um,
And we have the printing
Okay.
information. Do we just want something that is compatible to the other plaques in the children's
That's what I
room?
showed her.
Okay. Okay. You and I'll look at that right away, and then we can, I can get it. I'm not sure if they closed down over the 4th because they have all the sports stuff that they do. I know some
Right.
people that are going there today for something for the Historical Commission. So I'm gonna find out when they get back,
Okay.
whether or not they're gonna have a downtime afterwards.
All right. Director's report.
All right, so you may have heard there's going to be a loss of some of the databases from the federal funding cuts. I was actually speaking to the Nemasket Week, and Randy Gagne from Middleborough spoke to the Nemasket Week, and they talked to the Middleborough High School librarian, and I thought he was going to also talk to the Lakeville High School librarian.
Saw your name in the paper.
Yes, so we had a little discussion about what the statewide cuts mean. So we're losing the Gale in context topics, Peterson's Career and Test Prep, Transparent Language, and Heritage Quest.
Those are the ones we're losing.
Those are the ones we're losing. So we'll share, I mean, the MBLC has put out a lot of information, and we'll share that with the public on social media. And there's some discussion about the Massachusetts Higher Education Consortium looking into pricing for individual purchase.'re also looking at, sales is looking into purchasing pricing for the consortium, but the cuts are effective July 1st.
So
It's a
are these
shame.
all research-based
Yes.
information?
Very
So it's gonna
small.
impact anybody doing research?
Yeah.
It's going to impact the schools and academic libraries disproportionately.
And was that the choice of the MBLC to make these
Regarding-
particular
yes.
cuts, or?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's where they kept what they felt was broad in terms
Yeah.
of providing academic research coverage. So they kept a lot of the broad Gale stuff, the Gale,
That these are the
the World Book, some of the other things.
general, more
General, so these would be like the Gale biography in context, science in context. So the more specialized types of databases. But, you know, if the funding is restored, they will look into adding these back in.
Okay.
But no one really knows if and when the funding will be restored. And, you know, we want to make sure that we offer databases that will help our students, you know, and support them. Then youth services summer story hours started Monday, June 16th, and we also have the return of Thursday afternoon story time for the summer, and they will be outside, obviously not this week. But it'll be weather
Good idea.
permitting. Playing with Purpose has returned for a short run on Wednesdays. She's dropped the Saturdays for now, and we'll reevaluate in the fall in terms of the Playing with Purpose sessions. Teresa and Christina hosted an art program together for teens and adults, Mandala Rock art painting, and it was really great. They had a great time. It was mostly adults, but everyone really enjoyed creating the mandala pattern. Teresa did attend Lakeville Day on May 18th, and she chatted with new residents as well as library regulars. For adults, Chris Ventura presented an Essential Oils for Sleep program. We had 18 participants who got to take a sample home, and this program was sponsored by the Friends of the Lakeville Public Library. Novelties book group discussed The Hidden Life of Cecily. Oh, they didn't get to discuss it last night. That's what they were going to discuss. So we'll have to change that. They were supposed to discuss The Hidden Life of Cecily Larson last night, but unfortunately we had to close last night because of the electricity.
Or lack of.
Lack of. So in August, they're actually they're taking a break for July because of the concerts. Then August, they have a choice of a selection of titles by Debbie Graham Laird, who will speak at the book discussion. She had an event in May that had low attendance, and she talked to Pammy about returning to talk to the book group because the audience is right there.
Good.
So she's going to join the book group in August. And then Genealogy Club met on May 17th, a smaller group than usual due to vacations. I think she had about 7 or 8 people. And then the June genealogy club meeting featured Nancy Ratner, who spoke about how to research with the Mayflower Silver books. We got a nice donation of a bunch of the Mayflower Silver books. If you don't know what those are the genealogies of the Mayflower Pilgrims. Yeah.
The Pilgrims.
And very extensive. Some of the descendants, or some of the Pilgrims have multiple volumes in their books. So she is going to take a break until September. For upcoming programs, we have Flying High Dogs tomorrow, hopefully, outside. We have Candy Bar Bingo for adults this weekend. Family Steam Night, Monday, July 7th. We are co-sponsoring a concert with the Arts Council on Tuesday, July 8th at 6 o'clock. And we have a genealogy drop-in workshop that Cindy's going to do on Saturday, July 19th from 11 to 1.
I have a question. On Thursday, that Thursday night, that program is still taking place even with the heat? Is it supposedly start to come down?
Yes, it's supposed to come down. Thursday's
Yeah,
supposed to be better.
Tomorrow's only
Okay, good.
supposed to be in the 70s.
If it weren't for the dogs, I wouldn't be concerned, but, okay.
Yes. So on Buildings and Grounds, Advance had come back this month to make a few fixes to the condenser, then both of them had issues. And the cause for both was rodent damage. So Friday, Burgess is coming back to do their preventative treatments. I'm going to speak to them about putting stations inside the area where the condensers are. Just
Is
to
this out back?
prevent, yeah. They chewed some wiring in the big one, and that caused it to not cool. And then they must have chewed wiring in the smaller one that's for the meeting room and caused 2 fuses to blow. And we didn't have any.
Devils.
What if we put like screen at the bottom of the fence?
So Paul did weld some, it looked like he did some spot welding and fixed the holes on the
They must
main
have been very,
unit.
there for a very long time, working hard. Not the people, the rodents.
Yes, and so hopefully we'll be able to get some stations in there with Burgess that'll prevent that from happening in the future. I'll talk to them about what we can do. Maybe inside the units there can be something. We'll have to see. And then outstanding work requests I have to talk to Paul about, or it's the leak outside the boiler room, and the water heater for the staff room and the bathroom has been spitting out some discolored water, so I think it needs to be serviced. Spillane's Nurseries completed the spraying and half of the quoted weeding, and I sent pictures after waiting for the return visit of their staff person. When I sent some pictures to let them know it wasn't done, I was told that the staff person let his superiors know it was done. So I've emailed again to see when he'll return. He was supposed to return last Friday, but he did not, so I'm hoping we'll get some sort of rescheduled visit soon.
Yeah,
And if not, I'm going to call them, so.
okay. Yeah, and if not, maybe ask Brian if he will just come and look at it and explain what his vision encompassed, because we're not there yet, obviously, but he knows that.
No, and you can clearly see where
They stopped.
Yeah.
where he stopped.
Yeah.
So.
Surprise.
Okay.
We have chosen a candidate for the library clerk position, and this person is undergoing background checks and finishing the paperwork required. Tentative start date is July 1st, and Carol Magner's official last day is tomorrow, Thursday,
Yay.
June 26th.
Really, the last day.
Really, the last day. I mean, she's gonna come back and decorate, but
Yeah.
The current last
So
day.
it's really not, the last day she'll be paid.
it's the last day she'll be official.
Yeah.
Food for Fines has been very successful. If you take a look at the bucket out there, it's full. So I calculated out how much we've collected because we've been using a category on workflows that designates it as paying by food. And so we've been able to keep track. So library users have paid for $152.05 worth of fines with food.
Great.
That's a lot of fines.
And we're doing this for this month?
Just this month.
Okay.
But I'm
going to
leave the bucket out for any donations people might want to give. And we've also had many donations, just people just saying they wanted to donate. So it's been very good. Will be closed on Saturday, July 5th in observance of Independence Day since it falls on the Friday. Summer reading programs for all ages began Wednesday, June 18th, and we've had several children and teens come in to register and get their materials. We have a new museum pass for the Cahoon Museum of American Art in Cotuit. So I know it's a trip over the bridge for people, but it's a fun little pass. We're getting it into Assabet Interactive now and getting it cataloged. And this will allow free admission for up to 2 adults and 4 children. Their pass is on lanyards and they have no limit on use throughout the year. And this pass was purchased by the Friends of the Lakeville Library. And we are continuing to work on the anniversary exhibit. I have printed some photos from previous years and we'll start working on the collages during next month. The Friends are on a break for the summer and we'll have a summer gathering in August. They plan to put up the sign-up sheet, I think, at the end of July. And they are going to do a dedication for the story walk next month as well. That is going to be, I'll talk about that a little bit more in the next item. And in the gallery we have works from the Guild of Natural Science Illustrators. And this is the show that is their big show in conjunction with the conference at Bridgewater State University. Special reception is July 14th, a Monday in the evening. And next in the gallery is the library's anniversary exhibit.
All right, FY26 budget update.
So everything passed through at town meeting, including the capital repairs to the roofs and to the controls. So July 1st, I'll start asking Paul when we can get that out to bid. So that's a good thing.
All right, volunteer policy, discussion and possible vote.
So there is one thing I crossed out on the second page. So I crossed out the word waiver because I asked Tracy at Town Hall if there was any waiver that they required people to sign, and at this point there is not.
Okay.
So I think when and if they decide to do waivers for volunteers, we can revisit it, and we can just let it stand with just the query and the application for now.
What would a waiver entail?
Just to hold harmless if you get injured doing something we asked you not to do, or
Yes.
yeah,
You shouldn't do.
yeah. And then I just revised that it's the bottom to say revised May, or technically I guess it could be June. I can change that to June
Yeah.
if we want to vote on it today.
I move we accept it as corrected or as changed.
Second?
We have a first and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the passing the updated volunteer policy, say aye.
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 Opposed? Abstention? Alright. Soft washing proposals for the building.
Okay, so I sought out 3 quotes from companies that are around the area. We have OTMC is the first, and their quote was a little on the confusing side. However, John from OTMC made a visit, and he did say, looking at what I wanted, which I did tell them in the, scope of it, sides of the building and the front. I'm not so worried about the back right now. Just wanted to get things looking nice for the anniversary and the July 14th reception. And his quote has 3 different levels: ultimate, deluxe, and basic for the house washing. So I'm looking at page 2 of the quote. So he did say that the $36.80 was about the right price, although he was telling me he would get an updated quote. I haven't seen it yet, although he asked me what the status was the other day, so I said I'd have to talk to the trustees first. He also included stuff that I didn't ask for, like window cleaning, some other things. When he visited, he did mention that his company can do the sanding and sealing of walkways.
Oh,
So I asked him to get me a quote for that too, and that has not come yet. So I'll
Okay.
remind him of that and
yeah. But not the placement, just the sanding.
sanding and sealing.
Sealing.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's what they do.
The, oh, are our gutters regularly inspected by anyone? Do we have any idea what the condition of our gutters is?
Have they ever been cleaned?
So there is a company, the third company that I asked. New England, I think it's New England Power Wash, Paul Quinn. He says he's washed the library before, so maybe he did the gutter.
2019?
Yeah.
I know that at one point we did have an issue with,
Power washing on the roof.
it was supposed to be a gentle wash so that the shingles would not disappear, yeah.
So I said, don't touch
Did he
the
provide a
roof.
quote, or?
No,
Did you,
I reminded him
you didn't quote?
Monday or early yesterday. I sent him an email.
Huh.
He didn't send along a quote, but
Maybe he
I
had
just
no
included his
electricity.
email just so you know. I
Yeah.
sought a third. So everybody that I've talked to, including Bay State Softwash, who I think they're the most local. I let them know sides of the building, front of the building, but not the roof. Because I said we're getting the roof replaced. I wouldn't
Right, we
even
don't need to do it.
bother with the roof. So everybody was told not the roof. So you can see that their quote is significantly
Less
less
Last,
than OTMC.
because those include gutters.
It says outside gutter wash, not brightening.
Trim windows, but not the inside of the gutters. The only thing about gutters is if they are clogged, then it rains down on the building
Yeah.
when it,
We haven't had rain to notice that, right?
No.
or the ice forms.
Ice, yeah, yeah.
Down on
I
the
would probably
building.
call a gutter person though, like a
Yeah.
gutter professional for that.
Yeah, but I
specifically.
mean, maybe Paul could just take a peek. Yeah, good luck with that. Find a busy person, but,
Yeah.
or someone could take a peek just to see
Yeah.
What's
if
up there?
it's, yeah.
We don't have any of the guards, I don't think. We do
Well,
have
I know
pine
you have
needles
the
from
rocks
back.
around too with the building. The rocks are around to catch the.
Catch the
Overflow, yeah.
runoff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
So are we recommending one over the other, or out of two out of
You
three,
want
because we
to-
didn't get the third bid?
Yeah. I mean, I could pursue Paul.
I've heard about the second company and I heard good things, but that's all I know.
Well,
I mean,
the
is it-
person hasn't got back to you, and
Yeah.
you've already emailed twice.
Yeah.
and we'd like to have it done within the next,
Kind
We
of
want a short term, it's not like we have a lot of time.
says a lot to me
No.
right there, so.
I was kind of pushing to have it done before the
Yes.
reception.
Right.
Yeah, it'd be nice. It would look a little bit, not great.
and you've heard good things about Bay State Soft Wash.
Yeah.
Look at that, to Lakeville.
No.
Does any, I've never had other than this building, ever had a building power wash, or the townhouse we did years ago.
Well, I like the name Soft Wash a little bit better than Power Wash. But
They all do.
I mean,
I
I'm
think
sure
they all
that
do.
it's,
Yeah, they
you know,
don't do
it's
the-
just
they don't
how
do
you
what we-
set your power wash.
We end up taking paint off intentionally off the building over there when we're pre-sanding sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want that here. It's changed a lot. Power washing is
Does
not the same thing.
somebody wish to make a motion on all these, or?
Seems to me Bay State Soft Wash has the best price.
Yeah, and I will, in
Which-
July, we'll have funding to
Yeah.
do with building maintenance. again, so we can take that out of
So
the.
are you doing that as a motion?
Well, I'm just kind of
Thinking.
seeing if Jennifer goes.
I mean, I'm bringing it to you as a, do we want to get this done?
Yes. we will.
Yes, we do. I make a motion that we go with the quote from Bay State Southwash.
Second.
I have a first and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Hi.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Abstentions? The building will have the soft touch.
All right, thank you. Oh,
MBSC, Maureen, and yacht visit.
let me grab the email. So, Maureen Amiot, who is the new director of the MBLC, did a visit to, I think it was Western Mass.
Western Mass Libraries, yeah.
So, Libby O'Neill, who she still is, right? Or no, she's passed it on. Libby O'Neill was the president of sales and wanted to do a tour with the sales libraries as well.
Because we could do it better.
Yeah. And she's actually staying in Easton. She's staying at the Ames, the Quessett House. I think they have an apartment up there,
Yeah.
I heard. So she's going to stay up there. And they put together a 2-day tour of sales libraries. And we are on the second day, Thursday, July 31st at noon. And we're going to host a sales showcase. So I've worked it out with Teresa. I know there's story times in the morning, but I pushed them back to noon so that we would have time to kind of transition the room and get it ready for. And story time might be outside too, so we'll see.
So we're doing a luncheon?
We're doing, I thought more like snacks. I'm not gonna spend a ton of money on a luncheon,
And
although.
Do you
I mean,
need
it's-
contributions to this?
Nancy and
if
I
you
are
wanna
always good
discuss-
for providing a luncheon
Do
for
you feel like it would be better to have the luncheon or?
No, I just was asking what your plans were. I wasn't
Um,
suggesting anything.
this is still kind of forming.
I mean, if they're gonna be here around noon,
They're gonna be here around noon.
where are they gonna eat before noon?
They're coming from Norton, so Norton at 10 a.m. I don't think she mentioned break for lunch on Wednesday, but she didn't say anything about lunch on Thursday.
Okay.
There's a
Maybe,
hint.
maybe if they could clarify it.
I can talk to Libby.
Yeah.
So it's Thursday.
Librarians have to eat, MBLA.
So they're looking at, because I'm on the
Oh,
committee
you've got,
for this.
you've got a new
Oh,
I'm on
agenda.
the committee.
I didn't know
for
you were
this.
on the committee for this.
This
Would
is
you
a
like
committee.
lunch?
So she is looking at, although I don't fully know the answer to your question on that, but, because we're meeting later today. She's touring for the 2 days. On Wednesday, she's gonna kick off, basically it's a kickoff photo slideshow similar to the legislative breakfast in Norfolk. And then she'll head down to Rehoboth, she'll break for lunch, and then she'll hit Swansea, Dartmouth, and Somerset. And then, and any of the sales libraries, staffs, directors, trustees, whatever, are happy to meet her at any of these places. She just looks to see what the network has, the various types of libraries, etc. Dinner will be someplace in Taunton or Easton to be determined. And then on Thursday, she'll start off in Easton, she'll hit Norton at 10 a.m., and then Lakeville with a sales showcase. And again, directors are encouraged to show what they're doing at the library. There were a lot of libraries that wanted to be on the tour stop. So this is the chance for those libraries that we didn't get to do it. I think they are looking to lunch, but what I don't know is if it's sales is going to provide or not. But
Right.
I'll ask today on that at the meeting. And then afterwards, she'll hit Fairhaven, and then at 3 p.m. it's either Wareham or Marion. We haven't decided which one yet, just for the uniqueness of the two different libraries. And that's it's just kind of showcasing, as Jennifer said, the network, the variety in the network, and for a lot of people to get to know her, where she is new to
Do we have any idea how many people would be attending these?
That will be a hard thing to figure
Will
out.
people let us know?
20, 30, maybe.
Maybe not.
I mean, I feel like for most of the sales meetings in person, you've been getting anywhere from like 15 to 20.
Yeah. I'll get clarification today for you. Like I said, they're meeting.
And the entourage that comes with her is how many people?
The entourage may not be so big. I think she may drive her. She kind of has suggested she may drive herself, and there may be like one or two of the sales staff. Even the committee members aren't necessarily required to, because not all of us can be with her both days all day.
Yeah, it's a long day.
So it's yeah.
Okay.
A lot of
Just
questions
curious.
still.
Yeah, I mean, if we
Until you
need to-
know your numbers, it's kind of hard to decide
Yeah.
which.
Well, if we figure they want lunch, and if sales isn't picking up the tab, I would say we could just do Hannaford trays because they seem the
Sandwiches?
easiest. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're pretty
Maybe
good.
potato salad, pasta salad, something gluten-free. Might be nice to know if anybody has food allergies.
Yeah, they have
Like,
put that.
sometimes people are allergic to mayonnaise, and there's a lot of mayonnaise stuff that will end up in sandwiches,
Right.
so,
Or maybe you and I could do salads and then
yeah.
have the
I would
sandwiches.
I'd be willing to do gluten-free stuff, more than
Okay.
one thing, like, a salad, that's gluten-free, dessert, something salty or something like that, too.
Yeah, because I don't know if sales was planning to pick up the tab for things. They really didn't mention that.
Funny about
Yeah,
that.
when we meet at 3.
'Cause most of the
I
time
I don't think that it's expected to be the huge. I mean, they're hoping, but
Mhm.
it's been also with all of the craziness that the MBLC's been dealing with too. It's been hard to get this all.
Very, but it's
Or-
it's
Always
also like, but at least it's not Friday. And
No.
They picked
Cincinnati,
Wednesday,
yeah.
Thursday to do this?
Well, she was given a series of
Put in- put
days
some
because
chips.
as Jennifer said, the Easton Library evidently has a deluxe apartment above the library that
Yep.
they use for
I
guests
didn't know
and.
that.
Oh, we do
Mhm.
too.
Yeah.
We do too, don't we?
I don't know, all of us have decided we
Yeah.
want to stay at the deluxe apartment in Easton.
And how do you get option to stay
That's,
there?
you just have to give a talk or a lecture or something. I
Oh,
think.
Nancy's
go
got
and-
lots of
Yeah, yeah.
lectures.
So,
So do I.
So these were the dates that Maureen could do,
Okay.
or one of the sets. so.
Sounds like this is an ongoing informational thing.
Yeah,
That's coming
but I
up
wanted
quick.
to make sure you know because
Yeah.
We will be present.
And yeah, if you wanted to come in and
Yeah. No, we'll be here
And
to
we'll
help
figure out
support
the
you and
lunch
the staff,
thing and-
because it's an open day for us anyways.
right,
Yeah.
yeah.
The public
Unfortunately,
and-
I'll be at the
do we have
dentist at
anything
11, but
Other than
I
story
can
time, we don't
set
have
it
anything
before.
planned for that?
So she's got the story times in the morning and afternoon. So she figured the afternoon one could probably be done in the children's activities room or in the children's room or outside if it's nice.
Both of them, or?
Or at least the
PM one?
PM one, the afternoon one. The morning one, we'll have to see what the weather's like and how big the crowd is.
It's
They
pouring rain, they'll
definitely
be
won't
in the
fit
building.
in the children's room.
Could pour rain.
But
We could
I
have
figured
thunderstorms.
if she said she can, transition them to the activity,
Yeah, sure.
get them into the
We've
children's
got
room, and we
flex,
can
yeah.
go set up, and she'll be fine. We'll manage it. Quick transitions, That's the way summer is. I had forgotten the pace of summer, and I was reminded, okay, there's no time to just sit down and do anything. It's like, no, you gotta go and do
Yeah.
everything. You're running over there, you're running over here. So,
And you all started a week earlier.
I know.
All right, update on Friends Story Walk dedication ceremony.
And so Maria went to the park commission and talked to them about a dedication to happen the weekend of July 11th. So Maria is proposing to hold it on Saturday the 12th, July 12th, with a rain date of July 13th and the time being 10 a.m. So she told the park commission it would be a short ceremony, but she's invited she's definitely inviting Basile's family, Nemasket Week, LakeCAM. So she's trying to get the word out.
Outdoor
to people.
mics.
So as far as it is now, it will be Saturday the 12th at 10 a.m. for the dedication.
Would this be something to invite state reps, state senators to, or something special?
She did mention the select board, but not the state reps. So, you want me to have Maria reach out to
Just
Norm?
mention that was happening and then they can decide. whether
Yeah,
they may have a conflict
They may
too.
want
I
to
have
come.
Chuck Starr, his legislative director.
Right, he lives in Lakeville.
So I can
spoke
have
with him.
Maria reach out to Chuck.
And also, or just the new state senator too. Something special to
Yeah,
show off Lakeville.
Yeah. Okay.
she was a longtime volunteer for the Friends too.
Oh, was she?
No,
To see it.
um,
The person who's
the
dedicated to it.
dedication.
Oh.
She was the treasurer.
Oh, but she wasn't.
Treasurer forever. Until
All right.
Diana
Yeah.
took over.
Reimbursement for N. LaFave.
Yeah, it's me.
All right,
was that?
This is just a partial one. One of the things that we're doing is because we've done the changes at the entrance sign, we're going to be eliminating the one large oversized barrel, and we're gonna put two smaller ones in there, so they won't be so high to obscure. And then we're going to add 4 barrels over here, on the other side of the gazebo. I've got 3, now we're gonna add 3, about 4, I have 1 at home that I'm donating, so it's gonna be 5, right? So it's 5, so it's 3 there, and 2 at the front that are gonna be redone before July 14th. Hopefully the weather will help. And they're gonna have geraniums only because they'll take so much heat.
Do you want to take that out of capital gifts?
Yeah, usually most of the landscaping stuff we do comes out of.
Yeah, there's about 1,000 something left.
Usually I don't, because I'm the one receiving the money, I do not sign.
Yeah, there's 1,600 left in capital gifts.
Is there, you want to make a motion for?
Oh, yes, I would like to do that. I move we reimburse Nancy LaFave for her supplies.
It's
For the
$60 for
$60.
the barrel.
I will step down as chair for a moment, the second, and then I'll step back up. Is there any further discussion? Having a first and second? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Abstention? It passes. Staff appreciation.
Okay, staff appreciation. The town is discussing having a staff training and appreciation combined. It's going before the select board, I believe, in July, but they're looking at a date in August
For only the library staff?
for the
Everybody.
town.
Everyone, okay.
So, when I have more details on that, after it's gone through the select board, we'll know the date, if
Place.
it's approved. Place, I think they're looking at Loon Pond Lodge.
Will we need to close the library?
That's the thing, we'll need to close the library. They're talking to the select board to see if they can close the town buildings.
So is this a day thing or an evening?
It will be an afternoon thing.
Afternoon?
And what is the training for?
So, they haven't decided what particular training, but something that will apply to all employees. There have been some suggestions, like Alzheimer's awareness, or being dementia-friendly, active shooter training. There was some suggestions,
Okay,
because
great.
I'm on the committee to
Yeah.
do this, so.
I'm not surprised.
So I don't have any of the details yet. They're still getting the tentative approval to do this. The date they're looking at doing it is August 28th, which is a Thursday. So depending on the time, I'm not sure we want to close all day, because that would be like a 12 to 8 or 1 to 8, based on what they're looking at.
So it might be a half day of operation for the town.
Yeah. But we are open until 8, so.
Right, we're up until 8 o'clock.
Well, I would say if you're trying to get all the staff change the hours that day to like a 9 to 5, and then that way, and everyone works 9 to 5, or however their
Yeah.
hours shift.
Yeah, I mean, that's not the, I mean, it's not necessarily staff, it's just closing to the public
Yeah.
from
Go on, Ted.
1 to 8.
Okay.
And that's, they really, you know, I mentioned coming back after and like opening 5 to 8 and like, we don't want you to have to open back up, but you know, it's going to depend on what they decide anyway.
Sure.
Yeah.
So more to come on that one. I just wanted to put it on your radar. And then also under staff appreciation too, we have 2 staff members that will be reaching 20 years of service.
Who is that?
So Teresa will reach 20 years of service in September.
September?
And then Pammy will reach 20 years of service in January.
Wow.
So I didn't know if we wanted to think about some
Yes.
sort of recognition for that.
Now Carol's last day is tomorrow, right?
Carol's last day is tomorrow. I will discuss what we're doing after.
Okay.
Since we're
Surprise stuff.
Yes.
All right,
Alright.
so you'll let us know on,
Yeah.
Yes.
on that, okay.
More to come, and then maybe some thoughts about what might be good to do for the 20-year. I'm thinking maybe a certificate or some sort of recognition that is small. It doesn't have to be a huge thing. I don't know if there's been anything. It's usually when they retire that you give them
Yeah,
like a
longevity is
big-
nice too.
But maybe
Especially
there can
when
be some sort of established
they're
new
capable
thing.
We'll talk about that.
All right, next meeting date?
This will be the 23rd,
Oh,
fourth Wednesday.
Okay. Yes. Is it that?
Away?
No, I'm leaving the 24th.
Oh. So library board trustees at 9 a.m.
All right, anything else that needs to come before us? Hearing none, I would take a motion to adjourn at 9:43.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.
Aye.
Okay.
Or bye.
Okay, we are done. Thank you, gentlemen.